We bought an Audi Q7. Hello, and welcome to Auto Be Careful, the place for car safety. I'm Gene, and today we're going to go over some of the vehicles we considered to replace our 2017 Subaru Outback, how we landed on the Audi Q7, and if we have any regrets about purchasing this vehicle. Let's get into it. So let's talk about how we landed on the Audi Q7. As I mentioned, we selected this vehicle to replace our 2017 Subaru Outback, and I already did a video on all of the reasons we decided to replace that vehicle, so I'm not going to go into that here, but I do want to go a little bit deeper into our selection process and how we landed on this vehicle. I started by making a list of every vehicle available for sale in the United States in the last 5 years that met our criteria, and I mean every vehicle. We then looked at photos of all of these vehicles to determine which vehicles had styling that worked for us, and that narrowed down our list considerably. After that, we looked at price range, safety ratings, features, and a few other things to determine which vehicles we actually wanted to see in person. That left us with Audi, BMW, Kia, Lexus, and Volvo. From Audi, we looked at the Q3, Q5, Q7, and A6 Allroad. From BMW, we looked at the X5. From Kia, we looked at the Carnival. From Lexus, we looked at the new GX, and from Volvo, we looked at the XC90. Starting with Audi, we ruled out the Q3 and Q5 because it was just too small for someone who is 6'5" and mostly legs to sit in the first row with a car seat in the second row. We also ruled out the A6 Allroad because even though it fit us perfectly, I found it a bit too hard to bend down far enough to help a child get into the car seat in the second row. The Kia Carnival looked great, but I was a bit skeptical of Kia because of how they handled the immobilizer issue, which resulted in many of their customers' vehicles being stolen. And it turns out I was right, because after we purchased this vehicle, we learned that some of the vehicles under the Hyundai Motor Group umbrella lacked appropriate safety sensors, which resulted in the death of a 2-year-old girl. Less significantly, Kia has a pretty sparse dealer network in our area, and the dealer that we did go to gave me concerns about ongoing maintenance because the staff that was there didn't really have enthusiasm or energy about what they were doing. With the Lexus GX, we actually had the opposite problem that we had with the Audi A6 Allroad, in that the GX is quite tall, and my wife had concerns about lifting a child into the car seats in the second row. The Volvo XC90 seemed like a very solid vehicle, but the interior felt quite dated, so we also ruled that out. That left us with two options, the Audi Q7 and the BMW X5. Once we had narrowed down our choices, it was time to figure out which options we wanted for each vehicle. Most of these were pretty similar. We wanted second row climate vents and second row sunshades to keep kids comfortable. We also had specific color options picked out, brown for the Q7 and blue or green for the X5. For the X5, I was particularly interested in the plug-in hybrid option since it provides decent performance with better fuel economy. We also wanted a third row, advanced driver assistance systems, a heads-up display, heated and ventilated seats, a towing package, and intelligent speed assistance. Basically, we wanted a fully loaded car in an interesting color. Oh, and we wanted it to be a certified pre-owned vehicle, which meant we couldn't just pick our options like we're buying a brand new vehicle. We had to wait for someone to turn in a vehicle with the options that we wanted from a lease return or a vehicle trade-in. We also wanted the vehicle to be from our area, or at least an area with nice weather, so we didn't have to worry about rust. Once I had all of the criteria, I started searching every day for a vehicle that would meet our specifications on every website I could find. From there, it pretty much came down to whichever vehicle became available first. In a surprise twist, we found this vehicle less than a week after we started our search. Now, I do want to take a minute to talk about reliability here. Even though we love this vehicle, I actually would have preferred it if the X5 became available first. From everything that I've read, the X5 is a relatively reliable vehicle with very few major issues, particularly when talking about the engine. On the other hand, I have heard some very unfortunate stories about the reliability of the Q7. When talking about the engine in the Q7, I have heard that the water pump, which cools the engine, can fail as early as 40,000 miles and cost roughly $5,000 to replace. While we do have some coverage on this vehicle, that's a part that I may preemptively replace out of pocket because I don't want to risk breaking down on the side of the road with my family inside. I've also heard that this engine can have catastrophic failure when it's tuned, but we're not going to be doing that, so I'm not worried about it. Beyond that, I have heard that it can have some electrical and sensor issues, some oil and coolant leaks, carbon buildup in the engine, and some other issues. With all of that in mind, I am going to keep a very strict maintenance schedule, and if anything goes wrong, at least I'll be able to make some content out of it, so hopefully it'll be entertaining for you. Let's talk about how this Q7 is configured. It has both a brown exterior and a brown interior, which was perfect for us. On the interior, it has both brown leather seats and brown trim, which is exactly what we wanted. Additionally, this is the Q7 55 TFSI Prestige trim, which comes with a ton of extras starting with the engine. This is the most powerful engine offered in the Q7 outside of the SQ7, which is Audi's performance version, but I consider that to be a different model. The 3.0-liter six-cylinder engine in this vehicle has 335 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, which takes this vehicle from 0 to 60 in the mid-5-second range, which is about a full second faster than the base Q7 and roughly 4 seconds faster than the Subaru Outback that this vehicle replaced. The Prestige trim on the Q7 also upgrades the wheels from 19 inches to 20 inches, upgrades the sound system, adds air suspension, a heads-up display, soft closing doors, driver assist features, and a few other things. This vehicle is also equipped with 2 additional packages. The convenience package adds more driver assist features, a top-down 360 camera, and a heated steering wheel. The executive package adds 4-zone climate control, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and rear sunshades. This vehicle is also equipped with the luxury package, which adds things like front row massaging seats, which I don't care about, but whatever. It also has even more upgraded wheels, bringing them from 20 inches to 21 inches, an illuminated front grille, a towing package, and crossbars for the roof. All included, the MSRP for this vehicle was $86,945 when it was brand new. So again, we are very happy with this vehicle, but I do want to talk about a few things that we wish were different about this specific Q7. There are 2 options that I wish we had on this vehicle, and one that it has that I wish it didn't. The biggest one is the laser headlight package. The laser headlight package adds a few things like light animations, headlight washer jets, and most importantly, laser headlights. The first 2 things I don't really care about, but the third one is really important to me. These can make a huge difference. If you look at the safety ratings for this vehicle on the NHTSA website, they specifically call out the headlights as a miss. They do note that vehicles like this one, manufactured after February of 2023, do have improved headlights. While they note that the matrix LED headlights on this vehicle are adequate, the laser headlights are a huge improvement. The laser headlights for this vehicle basically double the visible distance in the dark. I'm going to do a bit of research and see what it takes to do a post-purchase upgrade of these headlights, and depending on the cost, I may or may not proceed. The other thing this vehicle doesn't have that I kind of wish it did is the all-wheel steering option. That adds a bunch of equipment to the rear wheels of the vehicle that allows them to turn in certain situations. This is more of a nice to have, as it does make the vehicle more maneuverable in slow speed situations like when making a U-turn or parallel parking. Ultimately, I wasn't going to miss out on getting this vehicle because it doesn't have that feature, and I'm not really going to look into getting it done after the purchase because I'm not particularly interested in it, and I know it's going to be cost prohibitive to get done after purchase anyways. Speaking of the wheels, the option I wish it didn't have was 21-inch rims. When we test drove a Q7 prior to purchasing this vehicle, I felt like the ride was really harsh. That was on the standard suspension, and since this is the Prestige trim, it does have the air suspension, which has completely eliminated my concerns about harsh ride. If the air suspension had not completely eliminated those concerns, I probably would have downgraded the rims to 20 inches in order to have a larger sidewall on the tire and help cushion the bumps on the road. But I am still considering doing that downgrade for another reason. This Audi Q7 doesn't come with or even offer a spare tire. Instead, the vehicle relies on front flat tires to allow the driver to get to a repair shop in the event of total tire pressure loss. Unfortunately, I found it impossible to get run flat tires for the 21-inch rim size. So if this vehicle gets a flat, it could be stuck on the side of the road with my entire family inside waiting for a tow truck, which is a dangerous situation that I do not want to be in. So I'm going to pursue smaller rims with new tires, and I'm going to research new headlights for this vehicle. Of course, I'll keep this channel updated on all of the things that happen with this vehicle, so stay tuned for those videos. So that's a look at our 2023 Audi Q7 55 TFSI Prestige, why we picked it over similar vehicles, how it's configured, and what we wish we had on it. Stay tuned because we have much more great content coming up about this vehicle, including the unusual way we purchased it, our first impressions, and a tour of its safety features. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click the like button below and subscribe to see more content like this.